I started writing before I could read. My sister was 4 years older than me, and I would tell her stories and she would write them down, and then I'd decorate them with pictures I'd cut out of magazines and comic books, and that's how I got started. I was born a writer. And I had my first story published when I was 11 years old in a major newspaper in San Francisco in the kids section, and it was absolutely horrid. Every time I get too full of myself, I go read Nancy Saves the Day, and it is really gross. But that's how I got started. Then I came from a really poor family, and we lived with 3 generations in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom flat in San Francisco. And so if I wanted to go to college, I was going to have to put myself through college. And this was a long time ago, and college didn't cost what it does now. But the minimum wage back then, when I was small, I'm not even sure it was as much as $1.25 an hour. So it was $1.25 an hour by the time I had my first job, but I don't know what it was when I was growing up. At any rate, my teachers in high school encouraged me to enter essay contests and writing contests and any kind of contest I could. And so I did, and I wrote a lot of different essays, and I won them. I won the contest. I just kept on winning things. I was written up in the newspapers in San Francisco. I was on television as this kid that keeps on entering contests and winning. And I got enough money to pay for 4 years of college tuition and books, plus buy a typewriter and do a number of other things like that made it possible for me to go to school. And there I, earned my money. So I had that with me. Plus, part of the contests I entered were short story contests. And Macy's had one, and I won the ability to go to the Macy's teen section in San Francisco and pick out any outfit I wanted. And it took me hours to figure out which one, because I never really had much in the way of clothing. So I was just overwhelmed by the whole thing. And then I went to college, I got married, my focus was on my job. I was working in medical technology, nuclear medicine technology. I went on to working in various pharmaceutical companies. And it just kind of all drifted away. I had stories in my head, but I never put them to paper. And then around 1991, I had a horrid illness, and I think I know what caused it, but at the time, no one did. And my back muscles went into continual, nonstop spasm, cramps in the back, 24/7 for 6 weeks. And I was screaming, and they had to medicate me. I was at home the whole time. And I thought that I was never going to be able to walk again, that I was going to have to endure this pain, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. And I was on all this medication, which made me hallucinate. And one of the things I hallucinated, other than spiders, was the Grim Reaper, only he had a giant pen instead of his side. And I got the message that you wanted to write and you didn't. Too late now. And when I recovered, I started writing again. And I said, okay, I'm going to try for 5 years and see if I can get a story published. Well, I had a story published in 3 years. And so I just kept writing short stories, and now I have over 30 published. I stopped counting, and a whole bunch of short nonfiction pieces. I have 2 novels done, both award-winning novels, and The Engine Woman's Light, which is the most recent, has won a total of 13 honors and awards.